It's my great pleasure to be here as a presenter of this morning session, and I'm very happy to have a large amount of audience here. So today, I would like to talk about the role of artificial intelligence, especially in polyp detection. So this is my COI. So as you may know, the artificial intelligence in colonoscopy field has roughly two roles. One is the automated polyp detection, which is called CADE. The other one is the automated polyp characterization, which is called CADX. As you can see, CADE can be contribute to detection of polyps, while the CADX can be contributing to the characterization or the prediction of the histology of the detected polyps. The important thing is the regulatory approval or CE marking, because without getting the approval, you cannot use any device in the European field or the Asian or the other area in the world. So if you look at the CADX, there are two devices that are clear the regulatory approval. One is a WaveStat4, the other one is EndBrain from Japan, which is my research group. But if you look at the CADE, there have been no devices approved between 2014 and 2018. But in these couple of years, everything has changed. So as you can see, there are three devices that have cleared the regulatory approval or CE marking in the world. The three devices include the GI Genius from Medtronic, Discovery from Pentax Medical, and EndBrain Eye from Olympus Corporation. I'm very happy to introduce these three devices in this presentation. So first of all, GI Genius is the first approved AI device in the field of colonoscopy. According to the publication by the Italian team, the sensitivity of this device is roughly 99%, and the false positive rate is limited to 1%, which means it can provide almost perfect support. They used a total of 840 colonoscopy videos for machine learning. Actually, I watched the procedures by Professor Roche last day of the demonstration, and I was so surprised and impressed by the performance of the GI Genius. And next one is our collaborative project. So firstly, I'd like to introduce the video presentation. This is a video from our institution. There is a polyp. Can you find it? Actually, the polyp was behind the fold. It is a very challenging lesion. But if we use the AI can easily detect the presence of the polyp, even if this is the very challenging lesion. So we intentionally avoid using the bounding box or moving box to localize the polyp, because it might be distracting the concentration of the endoscopist. So our data supports that this provides over 98% of sensitivity with a 7% false positive rate. And we accumulated over 3,000 colonoscopy videos which are used for machine learning. And if you look at the discovery provided by Pentax Corporation, the performance is unfortunately not disclosed. But they announced that they used 300 colonoscopy videos for machine learning. And if you look at the other publications, other than the regulatory approval, you can confirm the very similar results. In the United States, California University provided the data of over 90% sensitivity or specificity per image, and the Chinese group provided very similar results. So maybe this performance is very, very promising based on a benchmark test. But be careful. Is AI perfect? The answer of this question is apparently no. I'd like to introduce the basic categorization of AI to explain this answer. AI is roughly categorized into two classes. One is the artificial general intelligence, which is called strong AI. The other one is the artificial narrow intelligence, which is called weak AI. Strong AI is very, very general. They can provide everything. Maybe they can interpret the overall status of the patients, or even they can autonomously growing and they can also interpret the emotion of the human being. So it's like a dream. But when it comes to the weak AI, they can be good in a very limited type of works, such as the interpretation of the electrocardiogram or the detection of the breast cancer in the mammography. So what I want to say here is that deep learning is categorized in the weak AI, not a strong AI. So the deep learning has a large amount of limitations. Let me explain about that in this slide. So this is a pitfall of interpreting the performance of AI. For example, you can see a lot of news in the field of AI, such as a 96% accuracy in the benchmark test in some kind of endoscopy studies. But in this kind of studies, we usually use the high-quality materials as the learning image or the test materials. In that case, AI can provide a super high accuracy. But please look at your colonoscopy practice, which contains a lot of the low-quality images. So this kind of images should not be excluded to appropriately evaluate the performance of the AI. Let me explain by using the videos. So the left one is a very high-quality video. In this kind of video, AI can detect a polyp with an almost perfect accuracy like this, because there's no stool, no colonic fluid, so very, very high-quality images. But if you look at the low-quality image, maybe it can provide such a crazy output, which apparently is useless. So how can we evaluate the true performance of AI? The answer is very simple: to do a prospective study or randomized controlled study. This is the answer for this challenging question. Unfortunately, it's our pleasure to present a total of 3 RCTs in the field of AI in colonoscopy today. And the first 2 studies are shown by the Chinese team, and which are really encouraging data for the use of the AI. The first one is non-blind RCT. The other one is double-blind RCT. Both RCTs provided the really encouraging results. The first study provided over 9% additional value in terms of ADR, and the latter study provided additional 6% ADR in these well-organized RCTs. So based on these results, maybe AI can be very reliable because the design of this study is really excellent. But if you look at the sub-analysis of this study, maybe you can find very interesting issues. So this is the sub-analysis of these RCTs. And the increment of ADR of these studies mainly attributed to the increment of diminutive adenomas. And number of the advanced adenomas do not provide any difference between the AI arm and the original control arm. But what I want to say in this slide is that clinical question: does it really reduce the incidence of colorectal cancer? We developed the automated polyp detection system because ultimately we want to reduce the cancer death. But increment of the detection of diminutive adenomas may be contributing to the reduction of cancer or may not. If we look at the publications, there are some studies indicating the rejection of the removal of diminutive adenomas can contribute to reduction of cancer deaths. But these data are supported by the simulation study or sub-analysis of the main outcome measures. So there is no prospective study to target the cancer deaths or the cancer incidence as a primary outcome measures in the field of AI. From my personal perspective, advanced adenomas plays a really big role in the field of colonoscopy. Maybe some interval cancer arise from such kind of advanced adenomas. This kind of advanced adenoma is easily missed, but actually the size is not 5 millimeter or 4 millimeter. It's a roughly 30 millimeter, but easily missed because of the presence of the polyp. It's not a polypoid type. It is really flat type, but it has a high-grade dysplasia or sometimes submucosal invasion. So detection of the more number of advanced adenomas may be a mission of AI, from my perspective. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to provide a brand new data from Chinese university. This is very encouraging because they increase the number of the advanced adenomas with use of AI. This is also RCT, and according to their study, the ADOR was increased by 8% with use of AI. And surprisingly, as you can see in the right side of the slide, the number of the large adenomas is increased significantly from 1% to 3% by using the artificial intelligence. So the question is, what kind of AI was used for this kind of study? The answer is very simple. It's not a polyp detector. It's the quality management system. So this is a representative video of their study. So actually, their AI is controlling the withdrawal speed. So usually 6 minutes or 7 minutes more time is recommended for the withdrawal during colonoscopy, but unfortunately, in the practical field, it is not strictly kept. But with the use of this kind of thing, actually, you can find withdrawal speed real time with a color. Green means the appropriate speed. Red means it's too speedy for the appropriate withdrawal. So it is very, very simple AI, but you can recognize the withdrawal speed real time, which means this can contribute to the improvement of the colonoscopy quality. And I wrote some editorial on the Lancet GH, and in this paper, I insist that a polyp detector can only pick up polyps in areas that are visualized, while the EndoAngel, which is this brand new AI system, can broaden the areas that are visualized by increasing the time for mucosal inspection. So from my perspective, this is very promising. And maybe the combination of the polyp detector and this kind of system can be more and more beneficial for the patient's care. And notably, this publication is from Professor Yu. Yu is in Wuhan University. So, of course, he's not here because of some issues. I hope they will overcome their tragedy as soon as possible. This is Professor Yu. So the last slide is also, I think, is very important because there is no reimbursement currently available for the use of AI, which means that no one wants to buy AI because AI costs a lot. But if you look at the cost effectiveness of AI, I think there is some positive point. We conducted the add-on analysis on the prospective study we conducted previous years, and we've got a positive data of the saving of $161 million per year in Japan. So this simulation study was conducted in 4 countries, including 2 EU nations and the United States. So by providing this kind of data, we may get some public reimbursement from the public insurance body, which can contribute to dissemination of this AI technology in worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to conclude my presentation. Firstly, AI is now being implemented into colonoscopy practice. You can buy it, you can use it, but regulatory approval and reimbursement are the keys for the wider dissemination. Thank you.